And every new NBA season offers a chance to get to know some of the new potential superstars, like 20-year-old Dirk Nowitzki. Who, you ask? Well, the Dallas Mavericks thought highly enough of Nowitzki to engineer a draft day trade with the Bucks after they'd selected him with the 9th overall pick. Josie Karp now has a story of just how important this big import is to the Mavericks.
That's me right there, Würzburg.
Mapping out his future back in tiny Würzburg, Germany, Dirk Nowitzki dreamed basketball might take him places. Only not so soon, at just 20 years old, and not so far, all the way to Dallas.
I'm facing now guys that I only saw on TV so far. So yeah, for me, I didn't realize it so far. It's a great thing.
The sky's the limit for Dirk because he's tall and tremendously agile.
He doesn't think he belongs, and he does. I mean, he really belongs in a major position, but he has to learn that himself.
Everything is so far away.
Off the court, fitting in is also his #1 obstacle. Trying to make the move from his parents' home to his own home, in a new country, speaking a still unfamiliar language.
Getting my own apartment was a big thing, and you know, we practiced twice a day during the practice camp, the training camp, but then I had to get all my stuff that was pretty stressed out.
I told his parents I would be his father away from Würzburg, and I'm trying to do that the best I can.
You got a phone bill or a cable bill, and I had to go and show him how you pay it and how you write a check and how you send it in the mail and all that. And
learning how to live by yourself and learning how to cook, doing all the cleaning, doing all the washing. I mean, it's things you take for granted that all of a sudden become big chores.
Before the game, I had spaghetti on my own, but it tasted terrible. But you know, I try to cook sometimes, but it doesn't really work.
The discovery of this German restaurant just miles from his apartment might satisfy Nowitzki's cravings.
We'll try. Yeah, thank you.
It won't be as easy to alleviate some of his other concerns.
The rookie has to carry the bags off the bus in the hotel and such stuff. We don't have this in Germany, you know, that's not our mentality. If somebody is new, you know, we try to help him and not try to make him do crazy things.
He'll tell us a lot of how it should be done because it's done that way in Germany.
I'm sure we'll have a lot of Dirk stories by the end of the season.
Like the one about the flock of German media that took up residence in Dallas his first month in town, documenting Nowitzki's every move. Like the one about his first night in the NBA, when Nowitzki faced a German legend and missed every shot.
You know, when he played at Seattle, he was almost starstruck. He was playing against Atlas Shrimp, and, you know, his eyes were big as saucers.
Growing up, Nowitzki's family had a basketball hoop and a handball goal in the backyard. It wasn't until he was about 13 that Nowitzki decided he should hone his skills in just one area. The hardest part about giving up handball, he said, was having to tell his dad, a one-time national champion in the sport, and his coach.
He was so surprised, and, you know, he was down for a while.
Was he mad?
Yeah, a bit, yeah, because he thought I could be a great handball player too, and nobody knew what is going out with basketball.
Nobody could have known just where it would take him. In Dallas, I'm Josie Karp.
Thank you, Josie. I'd say he's doing all right in his current occupation. Part of the NBA's global appeal is the growing influx of international players. 2 decades ago, there were but a handful of internationally born players in the league. A decade ago, the number had more than doubled, and the trend continued to the point where there are now 36 international players, changing the face of the NBA and the challenge for sports broadcasters trying to say some of these names. As for Nowitzki, Lakers GM Jerry West called him the second-best talent out of the last draft behind Michael Olowokandi. Do you agree?
Well, I don't know if he's the second-best talent, but I can see why Don Nelson likes this player. He is a very talented player, does a great job of posting up, has great fundamental skills. Here we see him setting the pick for the guard, going down into the post, doing a good job of getting position. And look, just watch. He gets the great body position. When they pass the ball into him, you see the defense coming from the weak side, and he has enough sense to turn the opposite direction, shoot the turnaround jump shot, makes the shot. The other thing I like about him, he does a great job of bringing the ball, has great ball handling skills, bringing the ball up the court, And when he gets the ball up the court, he knows what to do with it. He passes it to the guard like you're supposed to. Then he posts up inside. This time we see him, he sees the defense coming from the weak side, that they're not coming from the weak side, so he goes across the lane, up and under, and gets the easy two in traffic. That's what you like about a big player, if he can go inside and play tough inside offensively.
Yeah, good smarts for a 20-year-old kid. Coming up next, I guess I've got to call you Professor, because we're going to fire up a new segment on the show titled English Honors. Alex will throw the spotlight on a feature player of the week. Also, some NBA superstars want to share their Valentine's love with you this weekend.
I love you, Reggie. I love you, Reggie.
So sad.
I love you, Reggie.
So sad.
Happy Valentine's Day.